In this video, I want to talk about how to get followers on your Spotify playlist the fast and easy way. Hey, it's John here and Hyped It, and in this video I want to talk about growing a Spotify playlist, how to get followers and likes on your playlist on Spotify the fast and easy way. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell icon below so you can get more videos like this on YouTube on how to grow your music on Spotify. What I want to show you in this video is how to get more followers and likes on your Spotify playlist, literally click by click. We're going to walk through this entire thing from A to Z. But one of your first questions might be, John, why would I even need or why would I want a Spotify playlist? And so that's where I want to start this video. I'm logged into Spotify right now, and what you're seeing here right now is one of my playlists. I called this Sunset Sessions by Jean Gold, and I called it that because the branding that I built around my music is very much about beach and sunset and house music and friends and dancing, and this is why I called this Sunset Sessions. This playlist right now has a little over 12,000 likes or followers on it. It has lots of music on it. And of course, this lots of music includes lots of my own music as well. So not all of this music are my songs, but a lot of them are. And that's the first benefit that I want to talk about when it comes to building a playlist. This becomes a long-term promotion asset for your music. And the reason that's the case is because if you have a playlist with lots of likes and lots of followers, a handful of these fans will come back and repeatedly and regularly listen to your playlist and stream the songs on that playlist, including your own. So that means if you have a new song out, all you're going to do is add it to the playlist, and automatically that new song is going to pick up some new listeners and new streams because you have this built-in audience now. Let me take you to Spotify for Artists here real quick. I'm on my music tab right now. I'm looking at the last 28 days of data. And if I scroll down here, you'll get into the listener-made playlists. And if I scroll down further, you see Sunset Sessions by John Gold, the playlist I just showed you. Now, I haven't promoted this playlist probably in about 2 years. So for 2 years, this playlist hasn't seen any kind of ad campaign or any attempt to grow it or drive listeners to it. And nevertheless, if you look over here, this playlist still draws about 50 listeners and generates 250 streams every 28 days. Now, I know this isn't a ton of streams, right? We're not talking about thousands or tens of thousands of streams, but that's obviously also a function of the size of this playlist. And for something that I haven't promoted in 2 years, I'm very happy just adding new music to it and constantly picking up more streams and more listeners without doing anything else. And that's why I'm saying these playlists can be great long-term promotional assets once you've built them. And just while I'm here, I want to show you something that I discovered, and I think it's really funny, specifically as we're talking about playlists here. So you've seen the Sunset Sessions by Jean Gold, which has about 12,000 likes, and it has 250 streams here over the last 28 days. If I scroll up here, I've been picked up by an editorial playlist. It's called Dance Paradise. I just discovered this, and this playlist contributed a whopping 3 streams to my music. But here's what's blown my mind. If I went to Dance Paradise, I noticed that this playlist has over 1.2 million likes. So I've been added to a playlist with over 1.2 million likes, gave me 3 streams, and I have my own playlist with 12,000 likes, which is literally 100 times smaller, and it's giving me 250 streams. Where are we here? So I thought that was funny, and that's why I wanted to share with you. But back to the main topic. Building a long-term promotional asset is the first great reason to have a playlist, but there are others. And the second great reason to build your own playlist is that this is something that you can monetize. A lot of us independent music artists, we intuitively think, well, streaming, that's where the money is. But the problem with streaming revenue is that it's very delayed. If you promote your music today in order to get a new fan into your world, and that fan will stream your music over and over weeks, over months, you may have a chance to get a return on your investment, but it's going to take a really long time. Not just for that many streams to occur, but then that money has to be collected by Spotify, then it's being given to your distributor, and until it's paid out, it's going to take ages for you to get that streaming revenue paid out. But when you build a playlist like this, a branded playlist, a playlist that's dedicated to a particular mood or a particular music genre, that is something that other music artists now become interested in, submitting their music and getting a chance to be placed by you on that playlist. And so there are marketplaces out there where music artists submit their music to independent music curators that have Spotify playlists, and the music curator can earn money for listening and giving feedback on that music that's being submitted to them. Obviously, it's against Spotify's terms to charge for playlist promotion, and that's not what's happening here. So the rewards and the payments are being paid for listening to the music and giving feedback on the music by you as the playlist owner. Now, one of these platforms is SubmitHub. There's another one that's called Groover. You might check that out as well. And so if we go over to submithub.com, and we're going to go to list of curators here. I'm going to make sure this is switched to join new to old. I want to look at some of the curators that are newest on SubmitHub. And then here on the left side, I also made sure it's only Spotify playlists that are being checked. What I'm looking for is how many followers or likes are on these playlists that have joined SubmitHub more recently. So if I go down here, Deep House Vocal Mix 2023, I click on this. So this playlist has 318 followers. That's very attainable, right? That's not that many followers. Or if I look at this one here, so this one has 2,400, so it's obviously bigger. But if you promote a playlist with the way I'm going to cover later in this video here, all of these follower numbers are very attainable. So let me close this out here. Let's scroll down a little bit further. So here we have a new one. Let's see. So this is a little bigger. This has 12,000. Okay. What do we got here? Sunset Drive, 1,200. This one here, Summer and Party, 6,000. So I think what we're seeing here is that some of these playlists are, as low as a few hundred. Here's another one, 384. So it looks like what we've been seeing here, a lot of them fall between like 300 and 1,000 or a little bit over 1,000. And so what that means is, and why I'm looking this up, is that I'd recommend don't submit your playlist to SubmitHub and apply as a new curator just after you've created it. You want to grow it first, grow it to a couple hundred likes, or maybe even above 1,000 likes if you can, and then submit it to SubmitHub so that they see the value in your playlist and are likely to accept you as a curator, because then you are ready to monetize that playlist. And there are lots of music artists out there that use that strategy in order to make money that funds all of their promotion. In fact, in the past, I've spoken to several artists who essentially run all their Facebook and Instagram ads for music entirely funded by music submissions they get on SubmitHub and Groover, which then means they're growing their music and their playlist essentially for free, because the money that they're spending on their ad campaigns, they already earned it from curating music for their playlists. Very powerful strategy and a great second reason to have your own playlist. Which brings me to reason number 3 why it can be great to have your own playlist, and that is that for some music genres, promoting it through a playlist is actually the most effective way to promote it. And to show you the power of this, I want to tell you a little story. I have a small group of music artists that I work together with every month, one-on-one, inside my VIP circle. We hop on Zoom calls, we look at their campaigns, we look at their performance, their analytics, and we come up with the strategies to scale up the growth of listeners and fans and streams that they're seeing for their music. One of the artists inside my VIP circle, his name is Michael, is a classical music composer. He's extremely talented. His music has been performed around the world by some of the most popular symphonic orchestras, but nonetheless, he has had quite some challenges directly promoting his music to die-hard classic music fans. The results were there, but it was just a very small and limited audience. And so what we did is we switched strategies towards promoting his music on a playlist. Not a playlist that's branded with him as a music artist, but with a playlist that was branded as Instant Stress Relief. This is Michael's playlist here, and if you look at it, it has all his music on it. It's not branded with him as the artist, which is on purpose, because if we brand this as an artist, we can only go out to die-hard classic music fans. But if this playlist is positioned as a playlist for instant stress relief, all of a sudden there's a much bigger audience that's interested in the benefit from the music. And so the moment we started doing this here, we've seen a huge jump in Michael's results. This playlist instantly started growing likes and has generated tons of listeners and tons of streams for him. And so what I've seen now repeatedly is that music that's very calming, for example, classical music or choral music or very atmospheric music, like something you would hear in a spa, might blow up very easily if it is promoted through a playlist that is connected to a theme or a solution like stress relief or a sleep aid, music for studying, music for yoga, or music for a spa, anything of that nature. So if you're in any of these music genres, that might be a really powerful third reason why growing your own playlist can be a great idea in order to get more listeners and streams and fans for your music. But now that we've covered the benefits of having your own playlist, let's talk about the mechanics. How do we do it, and how do we grow likes and followers on our own playlist the easy and fast way? Step number one, obviously you have to create a playlist. So just come over to Spotify, create your own playlist, give it a name, and I recommend that you create a professional looking cover art. Don't leave out the cover art, otherwise Spotify gives you like these 4 quadrants of cover art that's on the playlist. You don't want that. You want something that looks like a professionally curated playlist. So set this up, and then you're ready for step number 2, which is simply adding music to the playlist. Depending on what your promotional goal is with this playlist, this can be mostly your own music if you're primarily focused on your listeners and streams, or you make it a mix of your music and other music artists if you want to take on a role as a curator like you would want to be with Submit Hub or Groover, for example. In general, when I promote music on a playlist, I want to make sure that the song that's the most important song for me right now at that point in time is in the first position, or at least on top of the playlist. For what we're doing right now, we're also going to use deep links. So technically we can promote a song on any position of the playlist and make sure that fans who come over from our promo campaign and open the songs with the Spotify app, either on their mobile or desktop, they hear that specific song no matter where it is on the playlist. But for repeat listeners who just come back to the playlist because they've saved it and they liked it, and then will hear some more music, chances are a lot of them will just stream the playlist from the top. So you want to make sure that the music that you want to have the biggest exposure is either in the first position or at least towards the top of that playlist. And once that's done, we are ready to launch the promotion campaign for your own playlist. And what we want to do here is we want to use Hyped It in order to launch a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign. The reason why Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns are so effective at promoting a playlist is because it allows us to get our message and our music in front of diehard fans of that genre. Fans are just very likely to come over to Spotify and then take action. We need to have them like the playlist. That's how we grow the playlist. And that is just a very captive audience that you get on Facebook and Instagram. Now, running ads on Facebook and Instagram directly is a very complex process. I oftentimes liken it to stepping into an airliner cockpit. There's a gazillion buttons and switches and knobs and dials, and you have no idea what's going on, which means A, it takes forever to launch a campaign, and B, because there's so many different things going on, it's very easy to make mistakes and then fall into the trap of spending money on a campaign that doesn't actually perform. For all those reasons, I'm going to use Hyped It to set up this campaign, because Hyped It has a music ad automation feature built in that automatically creates and then monitors these campaigns so that you can just launch these in minutes and you don't ever have to worry about any sort of mistakes in the way these campaigns are set up. So I'm logged into Hyped It right now. I'm on my dashboard here and I'm on the Ad Campaigns tab, and all I got to do is click this green plus icon. And now I'm going to pick a promotional template. In this particular case, we want to grow a Spotify playlist. So I'm going to pick the Grow My Spotify Playlist template and click Select over here. The first step is to connect my Facebook account so that I can have access to the Facebook page and the Instagram account and the ad account and the pixel. In my case, I'm already connected here because I ran campaigns before. If you come here for the first time, instead of reconnect Facebook, like what I see here for you, it's going to say connect to Facebook. So just click on the button, follow the prompts, and everything's going to be connected. And then once that's the case, I'm just going to click on next. So now I'm being asked for the Spotify playlist URL. So I'm going to set up a campaign for Sunset Sessions, and I'm going to grab the URL of the playlist and I'm going to enter it into Hyped It. They're now being asked, what's this URL of the song on this playlist that I want to promote? So let me come over here, and the song that I'm going to pick here is going to be Underground, the first song on the playlist. So again, I'm just copying the link, bring it over to Hyped It, enter it here. Now Hyped It automatically imports the artist name, the title. All I have to do here is select the genre. So I'm going to call this Deep House, and that completes this section. So I'm going to go next. And now Hypedit is automatically going to create the video and the text, everything that's needed in order to put together this ad. So automatically by default, Hypedit imported the cover of the song, which is great and looks good. But what I want to do here is I want to promote Sunset Sessions, the playlist, more than the song. I want to prepare the audience for Sunset Sessions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little red delete icon here to get rid of this cover art. And then instead, I'm going to drag and drop the cover art for Sunset Sessions. There we go, that's now uploaded. And in order to make this pop more when music fans see the ad, I'm going to add a video effect here. And for this one, I think I'm going to take the light leak because everything is under the sunset theme, and the sunlight leak here might look really nice because it gives the impression of, sun moving across the screen. Now that's done, what I have to do next is upload the audio for the song that I'm promoting here. And in my particular case, again, that's the song Underground. So I'm just going to grab the MP3 file for Underground and I'm going to pull it here. Here it is, just going to drop it. Hypedit's going to upload it and process the audio, which means in a couple of seconds, I'm going to see the waveform of this audio file. Here it is. And the reason I'm seeing this is that in order to run an effective promotion campaign, I don't want to give the full song away in the ad. I only want to give away little snippets of the song, 30-second long snippets, in order to tease the audience, where if they want to listen to more of the song, they got to go to the playlist and check it out there. So Hypedit has an audio cutting tool here where it can drag around this audio cutter here, and I'm going to play the preview here. I'm going to see which snippets of the song sound good, and whenever I like one, I'm going to hit the create video. Now, because I'm recording this video on my screen right now here, you won't be able to hear the system audio, so you're not able to hear how I'm cutting these snippets. But when you do this, whenever you want to promote one of your Spotify playlists, you want to make sure that you select audio snippets where some of the most exciting moments of the song happen towards the beginning of the snippet, right? So let's say this was an exciting moment in the song. I want to make sure I cut somewhat like this, where the exciting part is at the beginning of this snippet. That's the most effective way to deliver audio in an advertisement. So let me do this real quick. All right, I selected 3 audio snippets. Hypedit is now working on the videos. It's rendering these. And while this is happening, I can already move on to the next step. For countries, it defaults to tier 1 and tier 2 countries. That's where I've seen the best results. So I'm not going to touch anything here and just go next. Now I'm getting to the interest settings. This is where I get to decide who's going to see the ad on Facebook and Instagram. And the way this works is that I can select 3 to 10 sound-alike artists. So for this particular song, I'm going to enter Mark Knight. I'm going to enter Bob Sinclair, Low Steppa. Here he is. And I'm going to actually add a 4th one here, which is David Penn. There's David Penn. Once I've entered all my sound-alike artists, all I got to do is click on Generate Interests over here. And now the algorithm goes out and does a bunch of computations to come back with the suggested Facebook and Instagram audience interest that it recommends I run this campaign to. So it came back here with Deep House, Bob Sinclair, Mark Knight, Dennis Farrar, and Eric Price. Those look great to me. And so all I've got to do here is go next. Daily budget defaults to the minimum of $5 a day. This is where I'd like it. I always want to run my campaigns with a low budget in the beginning because there's some learning and optimization going on over the first 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of your campaign. So for myself, I always go in with a low budget, let the campaign optimize on that low budget, and once it's optimized and it performs really well, that's where I consider increasing the budget, but not in the beginning. So I'm going to go in low and I'm going to keep some budget in my pocket for later. So all I'm going to do here is go next. Advanced settings, I'm going to skip. Most ads perform best if you don't touch this, which brings me to the confirmation page here, everything that's in my setting. I can also now preview the video over here. So this looks pretty good. I can see the cover art being animated with the sunlight reflection. So cool, I like that. I like how that pops in the feed. And all I'm gonna do is now confirm all my settings, click on Save Draft, and then Publish Now. And so now what Hypedit does It goes out, it connects to Facebook's Ads Manager. It's going to upload those videos, going to upload the copy. It's going to connect the pixel. It's going to set the conversion event. It's going to connect the conversion API. So many things going on behind the scenes. And rather than doing it manually, I just love having the software do it for me. And that's it. The campaign was successfully created. It says, hey, woohoo, your ad campaign is published. And what that means is that the Facebook ad campaign is now fully created. It's in Facebook's review process, and then the campaign's going to go live. It's going to deliver a real diehard music audience to the playlist, which is going to result in lots more listeners and streams for the songs on the playlist and likes and followers for the playlist itself. And that's it. That's my process on how to get followers on your playlist the easy and fast way. Want to get your music heard on Spotify with AI? I just launched a brand new video training program called the Spotify Growth Switch, where I show you how to start growing real listeners, real fans, and real streams on Spotify in less than 10 minutes using software and AI. I've used the Spotify Growth Switch system to now grow my music to over 7 million streams and tens of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify. This works for any music genre. It gets you real fans and listeners super fast, and it's extremely easy to set up, literally just like flipping a spotlight switch for your music. Despite using AI, you don't need to know nothing about tech stuff in order to be successful with this. I've had the tremendous privilege of helping multiple tens of thousands of music artists grow their music on Spotify, many of which have grown to much larger numbers, lots more listeners, lots more streams than I have using the systems that I've taught. Makes me so proud of their success. And so if you want to get more real listeners, real fans, and real streams for your music fast using state-of-the-art software and AI, then click the link below this video and check out the Spotify Growth Switch. I can't wait to help you grow your music on Spotify, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.